Polocrosse is a team sport that is played all over the world. It's a combination of polo and lacrosse. The modern game was developed in Australia before the Second World War.
For us, it's a thing of passion.
You know, it's so competitive to, go out there and get the ball and fight for it, and you can't explain the feeling of riding a horse and playing an exciting sport like that is just out of this world.
And it's something new, it's something exciting, and it's something we'll build on. Good, clean fun. We do it because we love it.
8 teams participated in this year's Polocrosse World Cup.
The tournament is 11 days over 2 weekends, so 3 playing days, a Friday, Saturday and a Sunday. Then in the week we give the horses some time to recover and the players some time to recover. We obviously very, very strict on horse welfare, so that gives us some time to pay attention to the horses, to the riders.
We had to find about 150 horses. We only need 128, but we had to have some spares. And we've had to call on all the Polocrosse playing community in South Africa to lend us their horses. Yes, we've been working at this for probably the last year and has been quite a logistical nightmare. We've had to get a lot of horses transported up from the Cape and from Gauteng. We've had people sponsoring trucks and transport.
The 8 teams participating in this year's World Cup all have one thing in common. They all have very strong growth initiatives.
Polocrosse is a game that we use a racket and a soft ball, and it doesn't hurt too much if you get hit with the ball, a little bit with the racket, but it's a fun family sport where I play, my husband plays, my in-laws play, and my son plays as well, and he's just 2 years old now.
It's mostly rural folk, but there's also in the centres like Johannesburg, Kalami. But our biggest membership is obviously farm owners, people playing from their farm, where you see the mother, father, kids, everybody playing. So family sport, first of all.
My dad started playing when he was about 30, and obviously while he was playing, I just joined in and loved horses ever since.
Where did it all begin for the players?
It came about when I watched Caroline Minnow playing on the field, and I've always wanted to ride horses. Having to be living on a farm with horses, that gave me more love for Polocrosse.
Yes, horses has been running in our family for a long time. My gran is one of the first, Dawn van Wyk, who started playing Polocrosse and introducing the sport to us. She's a big nooit gedag breeder. So we grew up on the farm riding horses, schooling horses, started doing show jumping, and as we got older we got really excited to play, with my dad and my mom, my uncle and aunt, all of them also played for South Africa. So it's a big, big family sport.
I'm very proud to say that this show has been mostly put on by the members. It's the members that stepped up to the plate.
And the development of the sport?
The development side has been a very soft spot for me personally. It's something when I came in as president have pushed a lot. Mike Elston has picked it up and has run with it.
Being at the top of your game is never easy.
Whenever I do get time, like after work, maybe try and take my lunches later, like afternoons, about 4 o'clock, and then I can ride.
Participation varies from area to area, with Australia being the largest.
Polocrosse is still relatively small. I mean, when you look at Australia with over 3,000 players, Zambia has got somewhere between 50 and 60 registered players.
Yeah, Australia is very large in our country. We have about 4,500 playing members at this stage and around 200 clubs.
How important are the horses?
The horses have got a really big role in Polocrosse. Most of them are like our babies. We love them to bits.
We've got some good horses in England, but in this country there's more depth and there's some really great horses out here.
A Polocrosse horse needs to be able to stop and turn off the mark. They have to be really quick, and they also must have stamina.
I think the South Africans have done a great job. The horse quality and the hospitality has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a good cup. The horses have been good. The competition has been very tough.
I got to ride some of the nicest horses I've ever ridden in my lifetime. and I was honoured to get to play them, so we loved it.
On to the final day, where after a week's playing it came down to 4 teams. In the third and fourth playoff, it was the United Kingdom against favourites Australia, with Oz taking the match 25 goals to 19. The final would be an all-Africa affair as South Africa came up against Zambia.
There's nothing like being a South African in front of a South African crowd, on African soil, under the African sun. We just love it. You know, we cannot be proud, it's impossible. So playing overseas is great and it's exciting, but it doesn't make your blood pump like it does being a South African and playing in South Africa.
Although South Africa took the early lead, it was quickly matched by Zambia.
This time round, the worst we can do is second, so I think that's quite a huge achievement for the Zambian Polocrosse, that we've managed to come from the bottom basically, and we're challenging for the cup today.
The final match was attended by 5,000 spectators, and all the goals kept coming.
Well, it's great to have an all-African final. I think they have really shocked everyone in the way they've come out and played, and they've played absolutely beautifully, so great credit to them. I think that they gave us a fright, but hopefully we'll prepare a little bit better and try and turn the tables when it really counts.
The 8 players that are here are the tip of a very, very small pyramid, but without that pyramid they couldn't be here, and they take that responsibility very seriously, and I think that it was part of what motivated them to do so well.
Another milestone in the history of Polocrosse was achieved as the last World Cup winners, South Africa, managed to outplay the on-form opponents and take back-to-back victories at the 2015 Polocrosse World Cup. The final score was 32 to South Africa and 23 to Zambia. A Sports View congratulations to the host nation, South Africa.